I'm ready to talk about the Champions League final that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, how excited are we?
I mean, it's just another Champions League final. It's like any other football match to me.
I mean, it's not like any other football match, but I would say I'm not as excited as I have been for other finals in the past. I mean, I'd probably prefer a final that wasn't two English sides facing each other.
I agree.
Honestly, I don't really care who wins this match at the end of the day. Like, if I'm being honest, Manchester City is bound to win the Champions League at this point with the way they're playing, succeeding, and the amount of money they're spending. So it's just bound to happen. I mean, Chelsea won their first Champions League back in 2012, and they spent, how much money to get to that point. So
I just want Manchester City to win just so everyone can get off the thing of it's just all the Manchester City banter.
Well, and it also take away people saying that Pep can only win with Messi, and I mean, then people will say, he can only win with Martin.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, most football clubs at the top, if not all, spend a lot of money at some point in their cycle.
I won't lie. I don't hate Pep Guardiola like some people do. I have a lot of respect for him. I don't care I don't care if he's a manager that requires a lot of money to win. To me that doesn't matter. He's a tactical genius, and I think he's proven that year in year out. It's just cup competitions can be a pain in the ass. Ask Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It would have been nice to see not some non-English sides in the final, but we got what we got, and it's still an intriguing matchup between these two teams because even though they played each other quite a few times in the past few months, they've never really played each other both with their full teams at the same time. So it is a different matchup at the same time. Hopefully it lives up to some good expectations because, I don't know, we don't want to watch a snooze fest. We want to have some goals. We want to have some chances.
We don't want a 2019. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, we don't. Hopefully there's no penalty in the first minute, but...
Lucas, let's be real here, man. What made that final exciting was the fact you're a Liverpool supporter and the fact we're in an Irish pub.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't deny that Champions League final was an absolute snooze fest, and I hope.
Except for the first couple minutes, I won't lie. I know when Liverpool.
Yeah, because it was exciting because the game was close still.
It's like Liverpool got the early penalty, and it was the perfect start for them. Lucas is like, take me back.
I mean, I'm happy with where I am right now.
No, I want to go back.
Oh, you want to go back?
I want to go back to LA, man. I want to experience more.
I can live without the traffic.
Fuck, I don't care. I want some sunlight.
Sunlight? There's been sun the past 3 days here.
It's not LA, man. It's not LA, baby.
I understand that. Anyways, back to the... Who do you guys think is the X factor for both teams?
The managers.
Managers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about players.
That's
Who do you guys think is the X factor?
I wanted to have a fun answer. Fuck you.
Well, you could say Antonio Rudiger.
Rudiger's always the X factor, man. Like I said, the guy's like he's like the new version of fucking. I'm sorry for swearing so much. He's like the new version of Ruud Gullit.
He's nothing like him.
Did you not see him do roulettes against Leicester?
Just because a man does a roulette doesn't mean he's the Ruud Gullit.
You know me,
also
Lucas. A player will do one skill move and like he's the next Ronaldo. Throw back to what Adnan Januzaj scored 2 goals against Sunderland, and then I thought everyone's like, he's the next Ronaldo. He's fantastic.
Now you're bringing up the most random throwbacks.
I know, I love it. I love throwbacks. It's all my life has.
But no, I think X factors in this game.
Wow, that's
Waz does have a good point. The managers. We can speak about the manager matchup later on, but player-wise, I think important will be, of course, N'Golo Kante. He's supposedly going to be fit for this final. Same with Mendy.
Here's my X factor. One player that will, I think, make a difference. Riyad Mahrez.
Why?
I think he's very very influential on that right hand side that he plays on. He can create magic, and he's very tough for defenders. He gives them a nightmare. So it'll be interesting to see how City's fullbacks can handle him. He can be a handful. I won't lie. Like the City's wingbacks, until they get in front of net, they're a handful.
You're saying City's wingbacks, but
yeah.
You mean Chelsea's wingbacks?
I mean, Pulisic could definitely make a difference in this game. I probably wouldn't be surprised if he starts on the bench though and comes off the bench and provides a spark. That's just what he's been doing a lot more recently.
Yeah. Well, then Lucas, who do you think is starting for Chelsea as that front three?
The front three. Who is starting up? Well, for sure, Mason Mount's gonna be there. I wouldn't be surprised if Timo Werner starts either.
Yeah.
You
think it's Kai Havertz or Ziyech? What do you think?
I don't think they should start Ziyech. I don't think he's done enough for Chelsea in the last months to really justify starting him in a Champions League final.
My personal is Havertz, Werner, and Mason Mount. I think those three together have been very good recently. And that's the thing with Chelsea's attack, and you can say the same thing with City as well, is they have options. If it's not going in the game, you can change things around real quick.
One thing I'm wondering, I know Kovacic has been impressing the coaches recently with how hard he's been working training to potentially play in this Champions League final. I'm wondering
I don't see it though.
I'm wondering if he would start over a Jorginho, or if Tuchel would potentially change systems a little bit and start maybe 3 midfielders. I know some Chelsea supporters have been thinking about that. But would you make that switch for your system after having so much success previously? I don't know.
I wouldn't say so. Kovacic could be such a good player to bring off the bench if he is perfectly fit. I know Conte's still having some issues too. He's not perfectly there, but I still see N'Golo Kante and Jorginho starting this game.
Any thoughts about the Chelsea team? Any players you're excited to see?
N'Golo Kante. I hope Timo Werner scores and scores like a hat trick. I won't lie. I would like to see a very good performance from Timo Werner, just kind of shut up all the doubters he has. Because, regardless of rival players, I don't know. I just love a player who can shut up doubters. I just love that. I don't know. Like, even if it's like maybe not Mo Salah, but, maybe not a Liverpool player, but like if it's like a Chelsea player, like if they have doubters, like I don't care, shut them up. I love it. It's a great story. So that's me.
I'm surprised if it's like a 1-0, 2-0 game.
This is the third time Guardiola is taking on Tuchel in the last like 2 months.
Yeah.
So they're really turning into tactical rivals here. It seems like it's not like you talk about previous rivalries between managers, like Ferguson versus Wenger, Mourinho versus Ferguson for a bit. Like this is a new rivalry I think shaping up in the Premier League. You talk about Guardiola versus Klopp. Now you have Tuchel versus Guardiola. Everyone's facing Guardiola now. He's demanded to knock off his perch.
Yeah,
he won the Prem.
Yeah,
he's in the Champions League final right now. For the past few years in the Prem, of course, he's always been that. City's the team. He's the manager.
Look,
that's you gotta try and take out.
I as much as I don't like Manchester City, I do respect I respect their team. They've got a well-built team. Guardiola's finally getting the best out of it, and the fact that they've been doing so well to a natural number 9 up front is fantastic in my opinion. Think about it, they're gonna win a treble with having like probably not even the strongest team.
Maybe
is that
I think it's that they're better defensively than their 100-point season for sure. You could argue they're better in the midfield. It's just goal scoring. Obviously, they don't have a fit prime Aguero, but they're still scoring goals. They're still getting goals from all around the pitch. It is a more balanced side compared to those teams in the past, and it'd be an incredible achievement for them to win the treble. Not counting the English treble 1 years ago, but an actual treble with the Champions League trophy. Now it's not like an FA Cup, but it's the Carabao Cup instead. But it's still a fantastic achievement and something that's not done often in English football.
Yeah.
So he can have you talk about Phil Foden. Yeah, Foden's been great. He's turned into he's like one of the number ones to get into that team. He has like one of the Pep's first choice to start for that game, I'm sure. And you can talk about City's X factors. Anyone on that team can be an X factor. Ederson could be an X factor. Ruben Diaz can be an X factor. De Bruyne's an X factor. There's so many good players on that team, top talents, and you can say the same with Chelsea. That's just the thing with top clubs.
Now we were speaking a little bit about Pep Guardiola and Tuchel and the matchup between each other, and we do know that the 2 times they faced each other in the previous months, Tuchel's got the advantage over Chelsea.
Yeah.
Over City, but of course, there has to be context, and the context is in both of the matches, City didn't play their best team necessarily. I mean, they still played a fairly strong team in the FA Cup semifinal. Players in that starting lineup that probably won't start in the Champions League final probably include Sterling, Fernan Torres, and maybe Benjamin Mendy and Zach Steffen, but still a relatively strong side. And in the other matchup they had towards the end of the season, let me just find it right here, the 2-1 victory over Chelsea where Aguero missed the penalty. Of course, Aguero, he's probably not going to start in the final. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't start. Again, Jesus, he likely won't start, but you never know, he might get the nod. And also, City were playing a different system.
Only way I see Zach Steffen starting is if like Ederson gets food poisoning or something the day before. So that's the only.
Yeah, and we won't expect to see guys like Ake starting even though no matter how good Fernan Torres has been for City this season and in some matches, I don't think Pep's going to put him in this big match. I think there's some other players he trusts more.
I personally don't. The only positions I can see being changed, like that's like even like a debate, is their wingbacks. Whether like Cancelo and Walker plays, Zinchenko plays, kind of thing, is there, or if like Fernandinho plays instead of someone else. That's the only positions I see like even a debate right now, to be honest.
Earlier we did give who we think will start in the front three for Chelsea, but unless if they go with something different from their three back, we should probably expect the similar players like we have seen in many matches this season. We can make a prediction. Who do we think is going to win this final?
I will go. I'm gonna go 1-1, but Chelsea in penalties. I think I'm gonna go to pens.
You think it's going to pens?
But it's not gonna be like United versus pens. You know, someone's actually saving for something. So that's my prediction. 1-1 Chelsea on pens.
I forget what I said back when we actually made a prediction. I know I said City. I think it was either 2-1 City or 3-2 City. So I'm just gonna go one of those.
Well, I can see something. I can see it similar to the 2012 final with Manchester City, and like, I'm gonna look at like Bayern Munich, for example, where Chelsea won in penalties and Bayern went on another dominating season next year and won the like. I feel like Man City supporters are gonna have to go through some heartbreak first in order before getting that first Champions League final.
I mean, they've already gone through some heartbreak.
No, there's nothing more heartbreaking than losing a Champions League final. I'm sorry. You won a couple Premier Leagues. You should be happy right now.
My prediction for this final, I think I'm going to go with a 1-0 City victory. I don't know. I just have a little bit of doubts with Chelsea, especially with some of their matches recently. Like that, the match against Aston Villa just didn't showcase themselves in the best way. They've lost some matches towards the end of the season. I don't think they're in the best form. Like they did play well against Leicester on May 18th, but I just think City are going into this game in the stronger side, the better form. Maybe City. The only thing I could see be problematic is maybe City maybe a little too relaxed, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for them in the Champions League final. I think Pep's going to make sure they're all focused, and as long as he doesn't overthink anything, like in previous Champions League campaigns, I think City should be fine. The only problem right now is Gundogan supposedly was limping off after training, so hopefully nothing too bad there.
I know it's the Europa League final, and that was crazy with penalties. Do you think it's going to even be more crazy if this game goes to penalties?
Yeah.
Like, and imagine like another 11 for 11.
I hope not. Please, I don't want to.
That'd be crazy. People go nuts. Chelsea fans be going nuts.
One of the shitty parts is I would really like to see. I would have liked to actually see if Manchester City won the Champions League and maybe if United won the Europa League, both teams from Manchester would be bringing the European titles, right? That'd been kind of cool, in my opinion. But of course, one team had to kind of, not do that. So. Like, yeah, it's it's like when Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid would win. Like, I think that did Atletico win the Europa League and Real Madrid ever win? I don't know.
No,
but you know what I'm trying to say.
I don't think that's happened. I don't think a derby's happened in Super Cup before.
Yeah, that'd been so nice. Fucking United.
They just had to blow
Well,
it, hey?
well,
Yeah,
you're
we
predicting Chelsea to win the Champions League final.
I
so-
know, but I'm just saying, if it goes the other way, it would have been cool. You know, Jane Sancho, he could have made his debut in the Manchester Derby.
Anyways,
This is why
Wow.
people hate United supporters.